I think a little cheating in a relationship is okay. It's not one of my non-negotiables like most people. It's definitely levels to that cheating. And I feel like what y'all be calling cheating just be normal human interaction. Like, y'all be like, oh, you looked at another girl, you inboxed another girl, that's cheating. Baby, having conversations with someone of the I don't know, because they be cheating with, Anyways, people deserve to be able to flirt naturally out in public with other people without it be considered cheating. And when I say cheating is okay, I'm talking about you crack somebody and then realize like, yeah, no, I love you and I don't want to do that again. I just needed to get that out of my system. I'm not talking about the habitual cheating where you with this girl, that girl, every girl, because that means you just don't want me at all. I'm also not talking about the cheating where you've been cheating on me with the same girl consistently, because that means you just want that. And I'm not talking about the cheating where you purposely not using protection and not caring about my health and then you end up with a side baby. Because go be with your new family now. I'm literally talking about the type of cheating where it be like, oh, I got this friend, it ain't nothing much. Like, I'm blurred lines cheating, we texting, we doing all the other stuff, but we ain't never linked. Or I went on a date one time really because I just wanted to try something new. Or I just wanted to go outside with somebody else because he wanted to do what I wanted to do and you ain't want to go. That's the type of cheating I'm talking about. You cheat on me with a girl that want to do all the little nasty stuff that I don't want to do. That's just the hard pill I gotta swallow. And all the relationships and situationships I done been in, cheating is really at the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to relationship issues. Tell me what's y'all non-negotiables.
She said a lot. Okay, she said a lot in this video. First thing that I want to say is that, I do want to acknowledge that these are her non-negotiables. Okay, so she's saying that in a relationship, the worst thing that could happen is not cheating, right? She does not see that, maybe somebody would cheat on her and she would just automatically end the relationship. So this is just something that she's speaking up from her personal point of view. She's speaking for herself. And I thought it was very interesting because when this clip was on, when I saw this clip and I saw the comments on the clip before I think she took the comments off and stuff like that, there were a lot of people who had so much to say. A lot of women that were, coming for her, saying what it is that she's saying. Oh no, can't nobody cheat on me. A lot of people who were calling her sad and desperate and all of these things. And I thought that was very interesting when there's so many women who are in relationships who say that they don't approve or condone cheating, but will get cheated on in their relationship and stay. I'm a little confused. A lot of people are not realistic with their non-negotiable things that, you could never do and it would never happen. A lot of people are not honest about that. A lot of people just say what everybody else says. They say what the majority says so they can be a part of the quote unquote in crowd of what is agreed upon, what's not agreed upon. A lot of people just say these things, but it doesn't really ring true for them in real life. That part I completely agree. I agree. I think that a lot of women who talk about how the same woman who say, oh, all these men ain't good for nothing, ain't this and that. So how you got so much kids? Because who's the real problem, right? Like, who's the real problem? Either it's you and your picker is broken, or what you're saying is not true and you're only saying that they not this and not that because of, whatever situation that didn't work out or, the way that you seemed it, but you're the one who chose to procreate with these people. So while you pointing the finger, all these just looking right back at you like, but you did it. Another thing that I wanted to say is that, in this video, to me, she talked about two very different things. She talked about cheating, and then she talked about an aspect of relationships that I absolutely want to talk about. So before we get into the actual cheating of being intimate with somebody else, of actually sleeping with somebody else, of actually, creating an emotional connection or intimate connection with somebody outside of your relationship, I wanted to talk about the aspect of the conversation in which She spoke about people who name all kinds of things cheating that are actually not cheating. That's what I really wanted to talk about, because, you know, a lot of women are in relationships and they believe that being in a relationship equates to ownership. A lot of women have a hard time digesting the fact that men and women are vastly different. Our natures are completely different. Our strong suits are completely different, and that's okay. Where I can say that that's okay, a lot of women cannot say that. It's either, you know, the narrative that women are better, smarter, and you know, are perfect, and men are at the bottom, or nothing. They don't want to hear anything in between. It's either they're better than men or that's it. But they don't understand that we are just different. We're both great, but we are vastly different. We have different strong suits. When you are in a relationship with a man, he is your covering. He is your leadership. He is your protector. So it is like, you know, it's not necessarily like you are in inanimate object that you're just supposed to sit on the shelf and not talk and not say anything and not have an opinion and just, you know, freeze like a statue. That's not the point. The point is that you are like, you belong to him. Again, if he is going to put his life on the line to protect you and to cover you, it is because you belong to him. As a woman, yes, your spouse, your husband, your man belongs to you, but it's very different. It's in the way that you are supposed to be there to nurture, cover, console, and uplift him. Again, his action is very protection, provision, watch over, leading you, guiding you. And yours is to nurture, console, motivate, provide peace. It's vastly different. A lot of women think that relationships mean control, which means, oh, you my man. You can't be talking to nobody. You can't be waving at nobody. You can't hold the door open for somebody. You can't laugh and joke with the lady at the bank. What's wrong with you? You can't do that. You can't have your own life. You can't hang out with your friends now because you belong to me. You somebody. You can't. There's a lot of stipulations on what he can and can't do. And it's almost as though, that women, as soon as they get into a relationship and it becomes long term, that they no longer look at their man as a man and they now look at him as their child. Oh, I need to have his location. Oh, he needs to give me the password. Oh, he needs to tell me. I say this to women all the time on my platform. You need to allow people to do whatever it is that they want to do, so that you can understand or fathom where it is that they want to be. You worrying, stressing him out, trying to control is not doing anything. And as a matter of fact, for a lot of the women who are controlling their man to the point of, having the location, checking his phone when he go in the bathroom, doing all of these things and putting all these stipulations, your relationship is actually more of a lie. Because you're putting all these ramifications in place to try to protect this person from harming you, hurting you, or cheating on you, instead of allowing them to just naturally be and seeing where they naturally want to be. I think that's a very vital key. A lot of women ruin their relationships because they get the man, they just grab onto him. Oh, I like him so much. I don't want him to be with nobody else. I don't want him to talk to nobody else. I don't want him to touch nobody else. I don't want him to see nobody else. Let me just grab him. A lot of times that grip is what makes him slide through your hand. Because too much control on a man make him want to run the other direction. Okay, hold up now. You're doing too much. You cute and everything. You fine and everything. But I ain't going to tell nobody. I have nobody talking to me like they my mama. It's not going to happen. On the contrary, I also want to say that there's a space where there are women who are sometimes they seem like the cool girlfriend or the cool spouse or the cool wife. And the only reason why they seem that way is because they want to be able to maneuver and do the same things that a man can do. And they're actually operating out of their masculinity. Let me tell you what I mean by that. What I mean is that women, there are women who just know their place, right? That they just know that men and women are different. They just know that by nature, a man has the capabilities. It is literally nature. Okay, he was made that way. A man can literally impregnate 100 women at a time. But a woman can only get pregnant once in a 9-month span. That's it. If a man goes and impregnates this woman, she cannot, even if she wants to sleep around with the same 100 people that he is, she is not going to get repregnant. So biologically, by nature, it just shows the difference between men and women. Also, women outnumber men. Think about that. And it's not by a little bit. So if those things be the case, it would allow me to believe that there are men who are capable of not only having multiple women, because they already do that. Maybe it's not, as widely spread over here, in this society, but in other societies, it definitely happens. We see it in these societies where it may not be normalized, but we know people who have, different families. Now you have the women who are in certain spaces who understand the nature of a man and understand what a man is capable of and understand the magnitude of what a man can and can't do based off of how he naturally is. But the woman understands that nature is not my nature. So although a man can go out and impregnate 100 women, and although a man is capable of having multiple partners, as a woman, I know that that's not aligned with my nature. And so that being the case, I am not going to partake in those activities, even if he does. That whole cheat back, or, even with this woman, she's saying that it is not a non-negotiable because she gonna go do whatever it is that she want to do as well. That's the gotcha. There's some women who will say that it's not a problem, or it's not something that's going to be the demise of the relationship. But the catch is, it's because they're going to do the same thing. So it seemed cool. It seemed all good and fine. But then you realize that she's also operating out of her masculinity. She understands a man, and she understands that there are people who can probably create fault, like when she said sleep with somebody or whatever the case is. But it's because she's now putting on that same mindset for herself and is going to use that whenever she deems necessary as well. And that can be very dangerous. Because women are emotionally wired. Not saying that men are emotionless. They are emotional, but it's not the same. We have a whole different hormonal makeup than men do. A man can, as she said, a man can literally, go somewhere and be intimate with a person, although it's a choice that was made. Let's not act like it's not a choice. A man can go somewhere and be intimate with a person, and it means nothing to him. Whereas majority of the time, if a woman goes somewhere and is intimate with a person, there's now an emotional pull. Whether she, claims to believe that there's not, whether she wants to act like there's not, unless she is, completely 100% within her masculinity and completely turned off to her feminine nature, which majority of the women do not operate that way. The girls that we see that's out here doing it and being with everybody, it's fake. Okay, they with the phony stuff. They trying to pretend like they have that energy, but they really don't. That's just being real. The number of women who are completely moving through life like men is a small percentage. And most of the time there's some kind of brokenness there. Not saying that a man in his full nature is broken, but a woman who is operating outside of her own nature is. There's some kind of friction going on. Again, I have to say that I thought it was very interesting that this woman faced so much backlash based off of the things that she said in this video, because we see women, I mean, even that baseball player who has, he is married to a woman and, had a child outside of the relationship with another woman. And, they both posted him on Instagram. He both of them, man. I'm just keeping it real. A lot of women are very in tune with it. A lot of women turn a blind eye to a lot of things. And a lot of women definitely wouldn't have a problem, especially if it's a person of a certain caliber. They just try to inflate the whole situation. And sometimes they use the fake, you was in somebody's DMs, it's over. They just use that for an out because they know that it will be easily accepted, but they really just didn't want to be in the relationship anymore. And they needed something for you to do on your end for them to have that opportunity to open the door and leave. Hence why women are the ones who file for the divorces. Majority of the time, it's because they look for something so that they can go ahead and make that decision. That's why they start checking the phone. Sometimes it might be that a woman might feel something is going on and is trying to get to it. But sometimes you have women who have good relationships and they are purposely try to find something wrong. Again, because they don't want to be in it anymore. They're bored. The flame is gone. The spark is gone. And they need something to open that door to let you, go back out to the streets. I'd like to know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. There's a lot of different avenues I can go with this conversation, but I'm going to go ahead and leave it right here. Make sure you guys put your comments in the comment section. Hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. And I will see you guys in the next one. Love you.